I'll call the meeting to order. We'll do roll call first. Cheryl?
Here.
Wayne?
I'm here.
Okay. Doc?
Yep.
Ted?
Yes.
And Steve?
Here.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, look at that.
Last week.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the meeting to order. Do roll call first. Cheryl?
Here. Yes.
Wayne? I'm here.
How come we're
Going back.
I don't know what's going on there.
a little buffer? Is that a buffer?
No, I wonder if that has something to do.
Can everyone hear me okay? Cheryl?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Becky?
Yes.
Okay. How about the police department?
I had the YouTube on and it's behind the phone. So I turned that off.
Okay, that's what we're here.
Okay. Okay, need a motion to approve and or amend the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Steve. Second by Cheryl. We'll vote on it then. Steve?
Yes.
Ted?
Yes.
Doc?
Yeah.
And Wayne?
Yes.
And Cheryl?
Yes.
Doc.
There's only room enough for one dog.
Well, I'm going to switch. I'm going to say Keith and Doc this for too long. Need a motion to approve and or amend the consent agenda, minutes from the last meeting, Casey's beer and liquor permit, transfers, and Poppy proclamation.
So move. Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote on it then. Doc?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Ted?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
And Cheryl?
Yes.
One more fun.
Motion carries. Any citizens to appear before the council? Seems none.
I didn't get any comments either.
Yeah, I'll give you, I did have a comment from a citizen today. Went down and dumped some leaves down in the gathering area.
Right.
And he really thanked us for having that open. So people can take leaves down 24/7 on weekends, on Sundays, whatever. Now, I know there has been a problem down there that Bobby had mentioned to me that some people have been dumping brush in there. Can't do that because that's not, they get it from there and they actually land apply it. So you can't have brush in trees. But I think it's really a good thing that we've done. And I think people really appreciate
I
it.
see people throw their grass in there when it closes.
Yeah, grass
Where's
is
that
fine
at?
too.
Glass.
The one where you can put
Down by the driveway back.
the driveway into our farm,
Yeah.
you can dump leaves in there or grass.
What, is there a pile in there?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a
Okay.
fence.
I didn't
There's
even
a
know
fence
that.
around
There's a
it.
snow fence.
You can do it 24/7.
Okay, I've used them several times.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But again, some good compliments on it. Hopefully we can continue to do that. Works out for people.
Would that be an option or no?
Well,
We're gonna let's go first, I think, but, I mean, at some point in time, they're gonna start farming that. I don't know how much we can take.
Oh,
out.
the other thing is too, there's a point that maybe we'll be taking advantage of it too, that we'll have to
Right.
kind of police it. So
I did see a dead Christmas tree down there one time.
there's one today. Yeah, there's one there today. Anything else from citizens you guys have heard? If not, Becky, you're on.
Hi, I did, Doc and I signed the agreement with, the land swap and that's gone back to Julie. So that's where that's at. We've done our due diligence on our part. So that it's in their lap now. And that would be the land swap with Triple B and, to get the stormwater project working. And, of course, we do have the, closing of the model home. That's going to be on the 15th. That's Friday. So, moving forward, you did get the historic neighborhoods that we did, the research that we did with that, and I sent that to everybody. So we're still moving forward with all of our stuff here. So that's it. I did get today in the at FedEx it to me a tax credit certificate for the house paintings that I did on my historic home. And I turned it in for historic tax credits from the state, and I finally got it. And it's a pretty good chunk of change, but it's a tax credit. So I sent it in to my tax guy, and, we'll get it. But so that you can get those.
Did your kids charge you a lot? Because I seen that, but they were the ones that were painting it.
No. Okay, no.
She's getting up and getting another car.
Yeah. Hey, Becky, that restoration or the plating of the town, that you sent out to us and so forth,
Yes.
that was very good. I really enjoyed that. It was very good information.
Yeah, well, I've been pushing for that for a long time, especially like our historic churches too, even the German church, which is downtown across from Jeff. So that's the Muscatine County Historic Preservation Commission, and I push them on that, always push them on Wilton stuff. And we're going to, have a meeting with Ted's house here pretty soon in June. So, and that one will be then listed. So we're moving forward with that. That's kind of a neat thing. We've got a great legacy here.
Yep.
Moving forward.
It's the houses, not the owners, correct? Yes, the house, historic.
Well, Ted's almost a legacy now. I mean,
I'm pretty old
I
now.
know.
Historic. Can I get your kids to work on my house?
Yeah. If they need to paint it, yeah.
Okay, anything else, Becky?
I think that's it. If there's any questions for me.
Well, thank you.
I miss you
legal item?
guys. I can say that.
We'll put you 6 feet away from us.
I know. I think I'll come next time. Just sit there.
Kitchen over there.
Yeah, you can, make us lunch or something.
Look in the window.
Yeah. Legal items, I don't know of any. Kip, do you know of any? Nor did I get I did have one correspondence by phone from a citizen wondering about how the city's updating people about the virus going around. I said, really, it's community health that is doing that we do not have the information that the countywide community health has. So it was, I think the person thought that the city should do more, but I don't think we can at this point. We just don't have the knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know what more we need to do. I mean, we're just gonna follow whatever they tell us, CDC and the governor tells us to do.
You and Doc, you could hire us both as special.
Could.
Special
for a
consultants.
slight minuscule fee. I had a couple questions, or not questions, people that I've had comment over the last month that they still don't understand this warning system that we've got here. And in fact, the statements they make, or they don't even pay attention to it anymore. Because if there's a thunderstorm off, and it's, in other words, we get so many of those anymore, and there's nothing even comes in.
Right.
And I don't know if that can be addressed at the Muscatine meeting, or if it's always going to be that way. But it's the way they well, even with me, it's almost defeated the purpose. It's like the guy called him the sheep wolf, or the wolf called him.
Wayne, I can address that. Wayne,
that.
I can address that.
She's on the board.
Because I'm on the emergency management committee, and they'll explain it to you that the weather station will call the county, and they'll say if it's a 70-mile-an-hour windstorm or large hail, that's considered a warnable storm. And so that's an important, as well as a tornado, because straight line winds can do as much damage as a tornado. And the outdoor warning systems are only for people to hear outdoors, and they're to go inside and find a radio station or a TV channel. So if I don't understand why people still have questions about that.
Now, they do test it every first Monday at 11
Yes, they
o'clock.
tested it Monday.
So that tested here last couple weeks ago.
Well, so let me ask the dumb question. So when the siren goes off, all that is to do is that I should go indoors.
You
It's
should
not
go in
that-
and listen to a radio station or check Facebook or wherever you get your weather reports, and then find out more in depth. That's just to warn people that are like at ball games or outdoors.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that
You're
the
where it
funnel
can be.
cloud has been seen within a 5-mile radius. It does not mean that,
70-mile-an-hour winds.
or whatever. Okay.
Or severe thunderstorm.
Right, severe thunderstorm with high winds, large hail, or a tornado.
Well, we're still just fighting the ingrained old system, you know, I mean, that's.
Tornadoes only. Or
Yeah,
Well, yeah, or like when it was, when you could see it on the west horizon, you knew it was coming anyway, but the fire whistle just made you pay attention, and, it's just gonna take a while, yeah.
It used
Well,
to
I
be,
think what they're trying to stress is people need to have weather radios in their homes so they can be notified 24/7. So if they do have storms at night, because you're not going to hear those sirens outside.
Yeah, thank
well, it
you.
used to be we send fire departments out all different directions
Yeah.
and we don't do that anymore. It used to be spotters.
Yeah, when I was on the fire department, we would sign up, and then if they did it, we would get in a truck and we'd go maybe up to where Citgo was, or somebody else would go
Well,
down
I'm
to
an actual
that.
spotter too, so I can do that too.
You're a spotter?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how are you gonna see anything if you're in your house?
Well, that's if you're outdoors or out in the country. I don't
Geez,
storm
what-
chase.
couldn't wait to get back. Couldn't
He was waiting for that, Cheryl. I know he
he?
was.
He's just giving you grief, Cheryl.
Because you're on TV and he's here. Well, thank you on that, but it's to warn people outside, to get inside and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, anything else on correspondence? Mayor items. Talked about the leaf thing, great setup. We need to get some warning to people to not put brush, trees in that. Because I'd hate to have them ruin a good thing.
Yeah, maybe we should get a sign to put up there, no brush or trees out there.
Okay, Fifth Street, they're still working on, I know they're working on, they have got that work done, don't they, on Fifth Street by
Oh, yeah,
Marty's?
yeah, we gotta seed it yet, yeah,
Okay,
but for the most part, it's done, yes.
but then also the repair on Fifth Street, that's probably on the agenda.
Yes, it is, yes.
We put a fire hydrant there too, didn't we? Was that?
No, that was
It was
already.
always there.
Yeah,
I just had never noticed it until they got all that grass off.
Yeah, they made it stand up. tall.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
took a double take at it.
Wow. I
I
didn't
was
know.
kind of under the impression we were gonna make that flat there and bury all.
I did too.
Yeah.
That was my impression.
No,
He's gonna
Just
haul
get
dirt in.
flow of the-
that was
our sidewalk.
That was more than twice as expensive to put that in there, because you had to put boxes in.
Money flows like water here. at City Council.
So that was the reason we rejected that, because it was $20-some thousand to do that, as opposed to 7 or 8 to do this. So it was,
Because I thought that too, but
It's gonna look. nice.
much better, yes.
Yeah.
because you had to put in 3 boxes then and connect the pipe.
Storm sewer boxes.
Yeah, and so it was, made it really, really.
Did they have to replace a water line going back to that little house? I saw.
That's, that had nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with us?
No, they had to replace it, but it wasn't ours. Didn't have anything to do with us.
Okay. Oh, Ted, would you want to give us an update on the Freedom Rock?
Yes, Freedom Rock, we're up to about 180 engraved papers. Got a couple emails from some more. We're starting to collect anecdotal stories to submit to Bubba so he can consider them for the composition of the rock. Rodney was supposed to be down here a week or two ago, but with everything that's going on. Papers. What Ted put out there. That's nice. And so I texted him today, he's going to get down here this week to start transiting it and so forth, and then with starting it next week is the plan. So I think he's had a hard time getting started up with stuff, with his normal business and everything. I'm pretty sure it was him that put in that kiosk at the Cedar County Freedom Rock, and I think that sucked up his time. So, but yeah, he's supposed to meet with me this week and then start it next week.
Okay. Okay. How about the police department? Dave, anything on your end?
No, we're doing pretty well. We finally, Todd Johnson's back full time, so we got that going for us. Yeah, slow and steady.
Everyone's back to work, right?
With the exception of Dearmore, he is still away on active duty.
Okay.
Yep.
He hasn't made it back. Yeah.
No, he probably won't be back until September to August sometime. Or
You
I'm
guys,
sorry, October sometime.
guys still get along, man.
Yeah, we're doing what we can.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all I have. As far as council items, this is, Kit's got to hold her hands over her ears. We're talking about the clerk resolution in May. Did you have a chance to take a look at that? I think the committee did too, right?
Yes, we did.
Is there any discussion on it?
Make a motion.
Okay, they're been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Daryl second? Any discussion on it? Okay, we'll vote on it then. Doc,
Yes.
Doc,
Yes.
Ted, Steve,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
motion carries. Congratulations, Kit.
Yeah.
Now we gotta put up the bus.
That's okay.
Okay, Chris, you wanna talk about the budget amendment, public hearing? What's this one for?
Yeah, this is just a amendment for our budget for here at the end of the year. I don't have it right here in front of me, so I'm gonna have to go by memory a little bit, but it's,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you want mine?
it's, if you look at the bottom there, it kind of explains on the bottom there, explanation increases and decreases. So these are the reasons for the amendment. City Hall remodel, we added, $700,000. So that was not in our original budget. The additional street repairs for seal coating, we doubled that budget. We went from 100 to almost $200,000 for this past year. And then we had our debt service payments for our SRF loan. And we didn't know what they were going to be, so they weren't in the budget. So we had those added in. And of course, we decided to pay off community center debt. That was added in. And, the new garbage truck, when we did that, we did a net for the garbage truck instead of, for the cost of the truck. So we took what we thought the truck would cost minus what we thought we'd get for it. Well, the budget really doesn't work like that. You have to do the expenditure and the income separately. So that was one of those things. So those are the reasons for them.
Okay,
Money's there for all that stuff. I mean, it certainly puts us over our expenditures, especially on the sewer side. But again, we've been kind of paying attention to that for a number of years now. So
so that was a public hearing, Matt.
well, yeah, no, we're setting the public hearing for next time.
Okay.
And that's what it's about.
set it now.
So moved.
So moved. Second. We moved and seconded. Vote on it. Doc?
Yes.
Doc?
Yes.
Ted?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Cheryl?
Yes.
Now, resolution for approval of plans and specs for City Hall.
Yeah, that's for next time. So we have a public hearing on our plans and specs for the facade project. And they've included, Ted's asked about this.
As an option.
So they're finishing those plans and specs right now. They're gonna send them to me. I'm gonna forward them off to you guys to take a look at before, so you'll get them before the meeting. But that'll be a public hearing on that, and then they bid that following week, then they bid it.
I have a motion.
So moved.
From Doc,
Second.
second from Ted. We'll vote on it. Doc Wayne?
Yes.
Doc Steve?
Yes.
Ted? Steve?
Yes.
And Cheryl?
Yes.
My middle name. Keith Wayne.
Okay, we got some bills we gotta approve. Any questions about the,
Just the reconciliation. Just the reconciliation this time?
Yeah.
On bills, right? I guess
Oh,
I should have just put that on there, sorry.
right, no, that's fine.
we don't have to approve, it's just.
We don't have to approve that, no.
No, not just, not for reconciliation. Okay. Any questions? If not, we'll go on to administrative items.
We have to, the Vulcan quote there, you have in front of you, around $7,000, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Is for the press we have in this, remember we put up the new, headworks for the sewer building? And there's a press there that takes out some of the junk that comes through.
Like a pellet, right?
Yes, yes. The screw, there's a screw or an auger, whatever you want to call it in there, and the screw's worn out. So it was basically kind of keeping around the screws, so we need to replace that.
Can our guys put it in?
Yep,
How long's that been there?
7 years.
Well, it's already been 7
7
years
years.
since we took that little
Yeah.
tour.
And they,
That little head?
Where the dumps into the dump.
Yeah. We did a little research too, and they usually last longer than that. But our guys have already dug into it, and we've talked to our engineer and Vulcan, and because we don't have grit removal at our plant, they think that's the reason. There's a lot of sand in that. So we're actually gonna, when we first got the system, they told us how to maintain it, and the maintenance is pretty easy. Well, if we want that screw to last longer, our maintenance is gonna have to be a little bit more complicated, because we're gonna have to get in there and get some of that grit out of there every now and then. It's just like sandpaper on the components in there. So, I mean, the screw will wear out every 7 years, or we can do some more maintenance and hopefully get it moved.
Only nothing else we could put ahead of that, that probably brought that about come
It'd
cheddar.
be a lot more than $7,000 every year.
Stainless steel.
You know, we could put in a grit removal system, but you're talking about, if I remember right, somewhere around $1 million to put that in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell.
So you can,
We can buy a lot of good screws.
so
Buy a lot of screws.
I,
Buy an extra.
Our- Robert would really like to see it, but you know, it's just, you can do a lot of other stuff for that kind of money. So it's
Oh,
just
that's good.
not cost effective for us.
No, that's not, no.
So that's what the quote's there for. So we just need to buy that and go put it in.
Need a motion to approve that? You'd like that, I bet?
Well, yeah, otherwise it's not gonna work right.
I'll make a motion.
No, second it.
Moved and seconded, we'll vote on it then. Cheryl?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Ted?
Yes.
Yes.
And Don?
Yeah,
And by the way, we talked to Vulcan. I forgot to mention this.
Motion carried.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut you off. The Vulcan has agreed to bill us in July for it. So we'll put it in right away. And yeah,
The next budget year.
yes.
Okay. What else did you have, Chris?
The procedure for opening City Hall. So we wanted to just get some input from you guys on how, because kind of thought the mayor or the governor was going to open stuff up here the 15th. I don't know if that's still going to be the case or not. I haven't heard any indications. I did hear today that the number of cases per day dropped for the second straight day. So that's one of the benchmarks they have for reopening, is that cases will go down over time. So anyway, so we were trying to look for procedures we would put in place for opening up City Hall. And the thing we put in the packet, I think, was from CDC, some guidelines. We would like to keep City Hall closed to regular foot traffic until the end of May, and do it by appointment only, even if the governor opens it. We feel like at least for the next couple of weeks, we can do some pretty good triage by phone. A lot of the foot traffic we get coming in is, how much is my bill? Because I don't have my bill with me, and then they write you a check, and that's the interaction. Well, if they call ahead and put it in the drop box, we can eliminate those kind of interactions. Then the people that need to be seen, say for a building permit or something like that, then they can call ahead. and we'll just set it up that way.
We're having, in my office, what we're doing now to start up, which as a dentist, you think we're starting up, we're working on people and they got their mouth open and everything else.
Right.
And they won't even open up like a barber shop or a restaurant, everything else. But we lock the door and have them call us when they arrive. And then if they have to come in, we tell them when we're ready, and we only bring one person at a time. And that, so you're not cross-contaminating a bunch of people.
Right.
And then when they leave, it's the same thing. Lock the door, let them go out. The other patients stay in the treatment rooms if they're ready to go. So that's the way that a lot of people are doing that now.
Right. So I guess that's a good point. I mean, we kind of like to do something similar to that.
And that's what I do, and we're gonna keep it up probably through May. And
Yeah,
then they
and-
call when they get to the office, and then in our case, we send the girls out masks. They're required to wear masks, and, they kind of touch base with them and.
You ask those questions, have you been around, do you feel good, have you got a call, have you had any problems, you been around anybody?
Right.
Have you been out of the country?
Right. And if somebody had to have an appointment come in, then they would be subject to those questions and they have to wear masks when they come in.
We take the temperature when they come in too.
Right.
And say, now, we don't do that, but
Well,
most of
you aren't working on them.
thermometers are a little bit cross-contaminated the way it is, so, yeah.
Hey, put them in your mouth, wouldn't you?
I saw the look on my dog's face the last time I took him in there.
But that's what we've done to give you our deal, and so I think we're gonna put some more signage, kind of like what Doc Budding's done too, is so outside you have the phone number. If they don't happen to have that right there, they can phone it. We also thought we'd do the same thing for UPS and FedEx, because these guys come, they can't get in the building, they don't drop off the supplies we need. Well,
Right.
There's a lot of stuff in the line that we had to get to open up that we need to also keep coming.
Right.
So that's an idea. Just tell them one person, ask the questions before, have the door locked. If they want to, when you unlock the door, they have to have a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
They come in with their mask on, do whatever they're doing, then they turn around and leave.
And it's had good, overall, real good.
I think everybody's
I mean,
heard enough on TV and
Yeah.
radio for the last 2 months and, okay.
Our lobby's closed and the people, we have a drive-through though, but they drive, that's all.
But if that's okay with you guys, that's probably where we're gonna, if she says we're gonna open up, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it by appointment. Have them call first.
Yeah.
Then we'll have another meeting before
Yeah.
the 1st of June.
Yeah, and we can also see how
We
that's
can
going.
talk, see how things
Yes,
are going.
That's
absolutely.
only another 3 weeks, so
Yeah.
Right.
compared to what we've been through this.
Right. And like everybody said, I mean, everybody's been pretty cooperative with the way we've been doing things right now. We really haven't run into a lot of problems. And we get a lot of phone calls now because people used to stop by and have a call. So,
And there's always gonna be an occasional exception that they gotta come in.
yes.
But, those are few and far between.
And we don't want to discourage people from meeting, certainly with me, and if they have something important and they need to come in and look at maps and, do some stuff like that, then we can triage that and then set.
Sometimes you might find, and what we found is that since we're doing that, is, for instance, somebody doesn't have a mask, then we will provide a mask for them if they need it. It may not be an N95
Right.
mask, but it's something that,
Right, helps a little bit anyway.
and just, it doesn't protect them as much as it protects our employees. It probably doesn't protect them at all. It protects the employee or the people around them more.
Right.
So, of course, they only wear it into the
I was gonna say.
operatory, and then they got to take it off because we can't work through the mask.
Right.
No, that sounds like a good plan. The question I have to you, Chris, is there anything from your counterpart about taxes coming in, stuff this way? What's the word? There's a
Well,
lot of cities I think are gonna be kind of hurting for a bit.
the last estimate I heard was, I can't remember, right, it was 25% drop, I think, and that was in the gas tax
Fuel tax.
revenues. There seems to be some debate about sales tax, because, you know, you're supposed to be paying on online sales for sales tax. So there's some question about, you know, if online sales tax are being gathered the way they should be, then we're not going to see as big a hit on the sales tax side. But there's some debate about that. But I would certainly think there's going to be some hit on sales tax.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know how much, and nobody else does
How about
either.
property tax?
Well, and I haven't heard anything on that side. Everybody just kind of goes, I don't know. So, because they've delayed property tax payments, I mean, how is that going to affect us?
Legislatures haven't been meeting at all anyway.
No,
So they haven't figured out anything either.
No. no.
And I know with stimulus, there's specifically, there's nothing considered federally for cities.
Right,
I mean, that's just not,
right,
it's not an issue.
right.
So,
So I would imagine we will get our property tax, but when we get it is anybody's guess. I don't know. That's a good question. And nobody's given me an answer one way or another that I know of.
Well, I think I think the city of Wilton is better off than probably there are a lot of
Yes.
towns around, because we've always been pretty
Yeah.
frugal.
Yes,
Even though we've been able to do a lot of stuff with it, we've still
Yeah.
kept enough.
well, we got good reserves.
yes, we have good reserve. So I'm not concerned at this point, but would we be able to go a whole year without property tax? No.
That's-
That would hurt.
It's just bring it up, something we're going to have to consider.
Yes,
And kind of keep an eye on, because, you know, normally we can skip along, kind of have an idea what we're going to have. We don't this year.
I think we'll have a better idea in June what we're going to see than we do right now. I hope so.
Okay, how about council items?
Yeah, one question, there was a couple of stumps up in like Hewitt's yard in the, what do we call it, like, is that, did we cut those trees down? At the corner of
On the
Summit
easement
and
there.
Mauer, yeah, is that something we're responsible
Summit
for?
Mauer.
Right on Mauer Street, you turn to go right on Summit,
think-
Hewitt's is right on the corner, they have
Yeah.
two stumps there, and I'm thinking we cut them down.
Well, there's some trees up there that somebody else cut down and we were going to remove the stumps. But we were just waiting for Turkle to come in. I don't know if that was the place though, or
Okay,
not.
probably, yeah, I don't know.
Because I think if I remember right, and I don't know if it was this particular place or not, but they asked if we'd take them down and we said no because they were healthy trees. They wanted to take them down anyway.
Okay,
And they said, well, would you take the stumps out? And we said, yeah, that's fine. We'd do that.
okay.
So, but I don't know if that was that particular residence or not. Do you remember that?
Those were healthy trees.
Yeah, okay, that's probably the one that I assumed, 'cause I think they were, you're right.
So,
And another thing is, I think in Rosen Prairie, there's a stop sign. You can't hardly read that it's a stop sign anymore. There might be a few of them around.
Yeah,
I just seen the one. I thought I'll make mention of that one. There's gotta be more.
well, if you come from the bank too, that one, you go through the drive up and come back from the community bank, that's where it faded out. That's
Yeah.
You know the size of
The one
it.
on 4th Street there?
Yeah.
Open Elm.
4th and Elm.
Yeah, there might be a few stop signs that need replaced around now.
Dave, can you guys take a look at those?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, just give us the, date where they're at and stuff, and then we can get some new signs.
Because we know signs are not cheap, but we're trying to replace some.
if you see those, don't wait for the council to just text them. If we got a sign in the shop, we just go replace it.
Sure. And I think probably Ted would be better at this than me, but I think we should probably mention, we lost a couple of fine ladies that were pretty gracious or
Yes,
pretty generous to the city of Wilton this last 2 weeks.
yes, we did, and I should have brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll let you guys maybe take it, but yeah, I mean, Thelma and
Janice,
Janice.
And yeah,
yeah, both of them were very generous. As a city, Thelma was the absolute the monarch of.
promotion for Wilton.
I didn't know Janice, but Thelma was always good to our
Yeah.
family. Living in California, she would call every now and then.
Yeah,
She just had nothing but Wilton on her mind. And that thing I put on Facebook, Bill Wondrum said it best, that, people have single names out there. He said Madonna, friend. Because you say Thelma,
yeah.
people around here, that's all you can say.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's quite a legacy.
Absolutely.
Well, I can remember I was in Des Moines to a city meeting. Governor was there, as Branstad at the time. And we shook hands. He says, well, where are you from? I said, Wilton. He looked at me just square in the eye and says, how's Thelma?
Yeah, you're right.
He
It's
didn't
not
care.
Mrs. Nopolis or, yeah, it's the,
How it's
you don't even
Thelma.
need to know her last name. It's all the Thelma, right? Good.
But she has done a lot. She's put Wilton on the map. You know, she's done that many, many times, so.
And of course, Janice, you know, she gave us that donation for the library, and and we're paying those bonds off, which was on the budget amendment there. That's where that money comes from.
And she gave the seed money for the rec center too.
Right.
Well,
Right.
So, you know, all these things that they were very, very kind,
Yes,
both
they
of
were.
them, very kind to Wilton. So we appreciate that a lot. They'll be missed.
Yes.
yeah, they will. So you need to pick up your game, Becky.
Yep. Becky, you there?
She's like, yeah.
She's phone's there, but she's not.
She's getting another glass of wine.
Maybe we'll call her.
Yeah.
I got a couple other things.
Yes,
if you
go
don't
ahead.
mind. Okay. The Public Works, we're back to full crew starting this week, although we're still saying separate trucks, and we're trying to keep them in separate jobs for the most part. If they're together, then we're taking certainly PPE precautions if we got to work closely together. But for the most part, everybody's back starting this week. We are interviewing for a new parks person this week. And hopefully we'll add that person here in the next.
That's a
next
full-time
time.
position?
That's full-time, 35 hours.
35 hours, okay.
But it's considered full-time. So we're interviewing for that later this week. We'll have that one for you guys at the next meeting. I think I say this every week, but library is open for curbside pickup. So if anybody wants library books, just call.
Did they have a plan for reopening?
I have not seen one, no, but
Maybe I should ask them.
yeah, I'll talk to them.
That, brings up, the community center, will
Yes.
that start operating
Right.
by midsummer, end of summer?
And I think we're waiting on the governor's direction on
I
that.
think you're also, I think you can tie in the pool with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if they're gonna ever open that up for us, then,
Right.
Well, didn't he open up gyms at this point?
yeah, like one or two.
Yeah.
It's very limited.
By appointment.
One at a time.
Okay,
Thank God they got the tattoo
Really?
parlor
Really?
open.
Mhm.
I
One at a
couldn't
time,
stand
you gotta
going without
clean
another
before and
tattoo.
after
That's all.
someone comes in and out.
Really?
By appointment only.
Yeah, they left me, the tattoo parlors are open.
But
you can't
get a haircut, well, that's essential.
yeah,
know.
really, that makes no sense.
No kids, look at,
I know,
my kid gave me
look at this cat.
My
I haven't had it in here
I had it myself in the mirror.
Guys, the things that you're talking about opening are only in certain counties, and we're not one of them.
I look like Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's 22 counties, and we're not one of them yet.
Yeah. They're not open here. We're not one of those.
yeah, but I don't think the barbers are in Tipton either.
No, I don't think.
No.
Cedar County, you're good to go, but Muscatine around us, we're in trouble still.
Yeah, I don't think you can still get a haircut anywhere in Iowa, right? Is that right?
Which don't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't think so.
If you like flat caps, I'd probably give you one. They may not be as nice as Mary's, but I'll tell you what.
Yeah, bad job.
Paying what she asked.
As of right now, the late fees and shutoffs ends on June 1st, just to give you guys a heads up. So if we want to do something different, then should be thinking about that before the next.
Did you
meeting.
see an increase during this time period? You did.
And
What kind of percentage or?
There's a lot of people not paying nothing.
Really?
Nothing on their bills.
Really?
so, and we'll know more after the 20th of this month. We'll probably have.
So what are we gonna end up owing for 2 months? 3 months?
So we've got another meeting after the 20th, right? So we can.
Yeah, the 26th is our next
So
meeting.
we can look at that a little bit more and see what we're gonna do. I think it all depends on how much they open some of the stuff back up,
Right.
whether or not we go and.
I mean, we'd really like everybody to come in and set up some sort of plan for paying something.
I think,
You know,
yeah.
We
don't-
strongly encourage that because if you get 3 or 4 months behind, how do you ever catch up?
Yeah,
Right, if you can't make it.
They are some of our usual.
They're unusual.
the usuals.
The usual people, okay. Wouldn't take
The
advantage
usual.
of something, would they? No.
No. So anyway, I just want to put that out there so you guys are thinking about that. Also, there's a P and Z meeting this Wednesday at 6 o'clock to rezone that property out there for Walter Cooper's site. So if anybody wants to attend, I think Bo and I set up a video, same as this, and the two gentlemen from Walter Cooper are going to video in. They're going to video chat into that meeting. So
When is that? Sorry.
6 o'clock on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It'll be here. Be in here. So,
I probably won't be there. I'm going up to see my mom on Wednesday.
Good
so
for you.
I mean, you guys obviously don't have to attend. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up so you knew what was going on.
Turn 89 on
And then they will, we will have to do, depending on whether, well, regardless of what they do, it'll have to go in front of the city council, and city council will have to have a public hearing, and then change the zoning if we see fit. So that's on the agenda next time.
See a reason not to.
We were also, I was talking to the mayor, we need to get back to our capital improvement planning. I was hoping we'd be able to do a capital improvement planning meeting in June. Again, it depends on how this whole thing goes, but tentatively, I'd like to see one at the first meeting in June, if that's okay.
Yeah.
You want at 6 o'clock like we're doing.
Just gotta keep on track of these things.
Right.
Lots happened
Right,
since our last meeting, but we still got a direction for the
Yeah.
city.
yes. Yeah, you still gotta do that.
Yep.
I hoping to have it done by June, but that's not gonna be the case. So that wraps it up for me.
Any other things from the council members?
I did visit with Brian Pro after we had our talk about signage, and I said, well, I directed him to Chris or to the chief, because I said that's the people you would want to talk to find out where you want to put extra signage and whether or not they needed something, if we could help them out, or with some stuff, whatever. So since they still haven't opened up the bars, there's probably not going to be one, I don't think, anytime soon. He was talking about trying to do one this Friday, but I don't see that going. I don't know.
No, I mean, the bars aren't open in the other.
No. So what I said was, if we're going to do that signage, is to get a little more clarification.
Yes, yeah, he needs to
Because he
get with
didn't-
us.
He watched it on YouTube, the meeting last time, and said, well, I don't remember talking so much about extra signage. And I said, well, then those people are the ones you want to talk to, Dave and
Right.
and you,
Yep.
to help out.
Yep.
And get it straightened out. So
Is there any idea about taverns or bars when they're gonna open?
I
Always heard
personally have not heard anything.
What's that, Dave?
I said, no, I haven't heard anything about taverns, bars, what the plan is, what they're gonna do.
Okay,
now the Dewdrop over in Durant's open,
yeah, but they're serving food
Right.
too.
but they have food,
Yeah.
so that's probably some of it.
Right, they have a regular menu now.
Bowling alley did not. They didn't want to.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Green Restaurant in Tipton's open.
Well, Cons is open.
Pardon me?
Well, Cons is open with,
Oh, that's Cedar County, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
They opened. They were supposed to be using like the upstairs bar, for the room upstairs for more space.
More separation.
More separation. They serve food also, so that might be part of why.
Okay.
So there are places to go, but
What if being outdoors have any effect? In other words, social distancing in an outdoor space?
Probably, but still,
A little early.
I mean, it's
It'll be cold anyway.
I know it's up Tipton, the Green Restaurant, I don't know what it's, family restaurant, just every other booth.
Right.
One's taped, then this one's open, this one tapes what they've done.
BTR just does carry out.
Yeah.
Call them in, they bring it out to you, so.
They wouldn't have much of a dining room.
the creamery was the same way. It was every other booth they had.
Yeah.
I was told, I haven't been there, but they said that's the way they did that.
Well, hopefully we'll get to some sort of normalcy eventually, sooner than later.
Well, the 15th is coming up, so we probably are gonna hear another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Friday, she's gonna come out with, I think she's gonna give a lot more guidelines Friday, depending on what things develop this week.
yeah.
If she lives through it. She's quarantined.
See, that's the problem.
The governor, yeah.
She's quarantined now.
Modified.
She said there's gonna be some information given tomorrow too.
One of them ever wore a mask.
Oh, tomorrow?
outside, you know?
Reference Froelich, I'll be happy to have a conversation with him. I'll get that straightened out.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? If not, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Thanks, Sharon.
you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hey, Chris,
Yeah,
one thing I was, whoops,
what's that?
I gotta get you my money. I gotta look up, gotta find.
hey, how much is that how much is that, Steve? We gotta figure out Dad's years too, I don't know.
250.